Hey guys, what is going on? We're here with the part 2 of our team building guide. In this video, we'll be covering the fighting and counter users, the grass boys, and the water boys. We'll go and start with Escavalier, who is a counter user, not so much fighter. He beats Toxicroak, Alolan Raichu, and Alolan Ninetales in the Zero Shield. Kind of surprising it beats Toxicroak in the Zero Shield, but it can hit a drill run, whereas Toxicroak can only hit it with a Mud Bomb. I'm pretty sure it's very, very close. And then one shield, it actually picks up on two other fighters in both Poliwrath and Glade. Glade being a pseudo fighter with confusion here. So it relies on a different type of damage, and then beating a Dragalge. Like in last video, I really wanted it to work, so I threw it in here for a few of the spice picks, or not spice picks, but a few matchups that it loses, I suppose. Then we'll go to the two shield. It beats Beedrill, Raichu, and Bronzong, resisting both Beedrill and Bronzong's fast moves, and only Raichu hitting it for neutral, but it'll out. I'm pretty sure just the counters will add up with it being neutral damage with it not being a Alolan Raichu. Then we'll go down to, in my opinion, the worst fighter in the group in Poliwrath. It just really doesn't get to shine. It beats Alolan Ninetales in the Zero, beats Shiftry in the Zero, and it beats Escavalier in the Zero. I actually didn't check, but I'm pretty sure you just dynamic punch the Shiftry. I think Shiftry can live an Ice Punch. And then in the one shield, it ties Beedrill. Again, beats Shiftry in the one shield. This time, I'm pretty sure it's outpacing it. And actually picks up a Haunter in the one shield, just straight Ice Punch. And the two shield, it picks up both Raichus, the Alolan and the normal, and actually picks up a Lantern just because of the outpace with Dynamic Punch. Ooh. And then we'll go to our third fighter in Toxicroak. Toxicroak picks up Venusaur, Poliwrath, and Gengar in the Zero Shield, picking up Poliwrath and Venusaur just straight Sludge Bomb, and of course picking up Gengar with the Mud Bomb. And then in the one shield, beats Dugong and Escavalier, another fighter, and actually picks up Noctowl here, which is one of its counters, which is surprising to me, but I'm pretty sure it's a Mud Bomb, then Sludge Bomb bait is really the only way you can land it. And then the two shield beats Apollyon and Lapras, just because both take damage from super effective counter users, and beats Ampharos just because it outpaces it. And then here we are with Glade, which is actually a confusion user here, but still counts as a fighter. Beats Emolga, beats Escavalier, and then ties Steelix in the Zero Shield. Thought it was kind of interesting that it ties Steelix just because of close combat, but Steelix can get off, I think, a Earthquake. I'm not 100% sure, maybe it's just a crunch after Glade hits it with a close combat. Not 100% sure. And again, I'd like to just stress that this is with all zero energy matchups. So if Glade has probably like a 1 confusion lead over Steelix, I'm pretty sure it just beats it in the Zero Shields because of close combat. In the one, beating Alolan Ninetales, Crustle, and Gengar. Crustle can hit it with super effective X-Scissor, but Glade can still hit it with a neutral Leaf Blade, and Gengar is just going to be taking a ton of damage from Confusion, which it'll be dealing a ton of damage with Shadow Claw versus the Psychic Fighting type Glade. And then the two shield will move on, and it beats Skuntank, Dugong, and Frostlass. Then we'll move on to our last counter user, who's actually pretty interesting because he's the only one out of all of these that actually beats Alolan Marowak in a few shield situations. Beats it in the Zero Shield. I feel like it beats it in the 1 and 2 as well, just with Rock Slide. Also picks up on Shiftry in the Zero Shield with just Rock Slide, and then beats Lapras. You would think that both of those would beat the Rock type Pokemon, but with Rock Slide, it can actually beat both those. Rock Slide / counter damage adds up. And then we'll go to the one shield, and it picks up Beedrill, Emolga, and Lantern. Lantern, Earthquake, Emolga, and Beedrill with just Rock Slide. And then in the two shield, it picks up Dugong and Bronzong and Skuntank, mainly due to the fact that it has counter. Then we'll move to our second group here in today's video, which is the Grass Boys. I'm not going to cover Shiftry because we already covered it earlier in the Dark Boys. I guess he could have fit in this one. So we will just cover Cradily, Venusaur, and Roserade. Cradily beats Shiftry in the Zero Shield, beating one of the Flyers in Knockdown, and actually beating Haunter in the Zero Shield. And all of these are just straight Stone Edge in the Zero Shield. In the One Shield, it beats Steelix, Alola Marowak, and Alola Ninetales. It has to land a Stone Edge against Alola Marowak and Alola Ninetales for it to win, but Steelix can just be straight Grass Knot. And the Two Shield beats, really two of its, I wouldn't say it was a counter, but with the Rock typing it's kind of a counter, and Poliwrath, but both those, Beedrill losing to a Stone Edge and Poliwrath losing to Grass Knots, and then losing to Munchlax because Munchlax cannot hit it with anything super effective, although those licks will add up. And then in the Zero Shield, you have Venusaur, who beats Alola Ninetales, Steelix, and one of the Confusion users in Gallade in the Zero Shield. Just straight. I'm pretty sure you Frenzy Plant Steelix and Gallade, and you'll Sludge Bomb the Ninetales, just for the super effective / neutral. And then the One Shield, it picks up Munchlax, Roserade, and Dugong. Dugong and Roserade both have super effective moves it can hit it with, but Venusaur outpaces it a bit with Vine Whip. And then the Two Shield, again, picks up Steelix, picks up one of the Flyers in Emolga, just because it's going to outpace it, and actually picks up Toxicroak, just straight Frenzy Plant. Then we go down to Roserade, the spammiest boy here, and he beats Venusaur in the Zero Shield, beats one of the Flyers in Emolga, just straight Weather Ball, and beats Crustle. I think Crustle you have to hit a Leaf Storm and maybe a Weather Ball, not 100% sure. Then Lapras, Frostless, and again Toxicroak all lose to it in the One Shield, all straight Weather Ball. You can throw a Leaf Storm against Lapras after you've thrown a Weather Ball if you really need that extra damage to kill. And then the Two Shield, we beat two of the Poison Boys, or actually we beat three of the Poison Boys. I forgot about Gengar being poison. Just straight Weather Ball. Those other ones, otherwise they all resist it. So pretty versatile Grass type right there. It's kind of plays like Cherrim, just a bit better. Very squishy though. And then we'll go down to our last spot, which is the Water Boys. I didn't put Jellicent in here as he is a Water Boy, but he fits the role more so as a Ghost, and I also didn't include Lantern in this one, mainly because it really fits the role as more of an Electric, because Hydro Pump takes forever to get to. So you have Empoleon with Waterfall, Hydro Cannon, Drill Peck. You have Lapras with Ice Shard, Skull Bash, Surf, Dugong, Ice Shard, Icy Wind, Water Pulse, and Barbarnacle with, I cannot remember what its fast move is. I know its two charge moves are Stone Edge and Cross Chop, but I really cannot think of what its quick move is. But nevertheless, we'll move on past it. Empoleon picking up on one of the other Water Boys, two of the Ice types actually, and Dugong and Frostless picks up Alolan Muck, and then in the One Shield picks up another one of the Ice Water types, picks up Barbarnacle, and actually picks up Gengar, just probably because of the waterfall damage adding up in the One Shield. And then Two Shield actually beats every Electric type, which is kind of surprising that it beats Ampharos in the Two Shield. But I think it's all just because Waterfall does a ton of damage to all of these. Then we go to Lapras, and the Zero Shield actually beats Empoleon, beats Munchlax, and again beats Alolan Muck. And then the One Shield beats the tanky boys of Hypno and Dugong. So again, Dugong really losing a lot to the other water types. Oops, sorry about that. And actually picking up Shiftry here in the One Shield. I think it does have to land a Skull Bash for it to win. Not 100% sure if you can win just straight Surf. And then in the Two Shield, Beedrill picks up Frostless and picks up Venusaur, mainly because Frostless has to hit multiple Shadow Balls to kill Lapras, where Lapras can just Surf it. And actually, with Venusaur, those Ice Shards and a Skull Bash are the way to go to beat it. And then Dugong in the Zero Shield actually has two ties in both Crustle and Steelix. Pretty sure just straight Icy Wind. And then it actually beats Gengar in the 0 shield because of its tankiness. And the 1 shield beats 2 of the electrics and 1 of the grass poison Shiftry. Mainly beats it's really all because Icy Wind, just because it's going to be firing those off. It's going to lower their attacks. But again, with any energy, all these matchups will probably flip because it's super close already. So say you get 2 Thunder Shocks in with Mulga, I'm pretty sure it can still beat Dugong. I'm not 100% sure though, because it does take super effective damage with Icy Wind and Ice Shard. But then we'll move on to our 2 shield, and Dugong beats Empoleon, Frostlass again, and Gengar. And then Barbarnacle beating Lapras, Frostlass, and Roserade in the 0 shield. Thought it was interesting that it beats one of the grass types that is 4 times super effective against it, but it works. In the 1 shield, we actually beat Escavalier, one of the counter users. It's going to be taking super effective damage from the counter because of its rock typing, but you can still hit it with a Cross Chop or Stone Edge for the kill. Beats Gengar in the 1 and beats Sudowoodo in the 1, which is another counter user. And then the 2 shield, we beat Bronzong and 2 of the other electric boys just through, I'm pretty sure you'll hit Stone Edge for most of these outside of Bronzong. I'd also like to mention, I forgot to say, that on a lot of these spots where you see Gengar, they also beat Haunter. They play very similarly, and just the stats are a bit different because of the levels in Great League, but all 3, or each one of those, can be easily swapped out for Haunter. I just chose Gengar because I like Gengar. But that's going to wrap it up for the part 2 of the team building guide. These are really just rough drafts, and they probably won't fill your team roles. I mean, it's not like, okay, put this here, put that there. But I hope they get the job done and help at least make it a little bit easier. Maybe I've convinced you to use Barbarnacle for whatever reason by seeing some of its matchups that it wins. That's just my goal, is to help out the community. Really need more people competing in Silph, but with COVID and we're having to take our time or social distance still and just doing remotes, I know a lot of people got burnt out, but still trying to keep the grind going. But if you enjoyed this video, please drop a like, and if you want to see more of this content, please subscribe. But anyway, I'll catch y'all in the next video. Peace out, guys.